Good evening everyone and welcome to a very special vlog, one that you won't be used to. Ree's had a lot of requests for me to talk about credit cards and points and miles and things like that, so that's exactly what this vlog is going to be. I'm going to share my knowledge of the credit cards and the points and miles that I use, and hopefully you'll learn a thing or two. The key thing to note right now is that it's the best time to get an American Express card because they're doing boosted sign-up bonuses. So what I'm going to do, you do actually get a better sign-up bonus if you go through my referral link rather than going direct to the website. So I'm going to leave my referral link in the description. If you want to get extra points for signing up just now, then use my link. I'll get some points as well, just to be totally clear, but everyone wins because you get more points than you would going direct, and I get some points as a result of sharing my knowledge with you. So instead of paying me, that's how you can pay me. Give me some points, thank you very much. So the key message before we get into any of this is that you must repay your credit card bill in full every month. I cannot stress how important that is, because otherwise you're going to be charged something like 80+% interest, and you don't want to be paying that. So only consider these cards if you're going to pay them off in full every month. So the cards I'm going to be focusing on today will be the Platinum American Express card, the Gold American Express card, and the British Airways credit cards, as well as the Barclaycard Avios. So there's 5 cards within that. I'll talk you through what I know about them. It might not be everything. There might be some things that you already know that I've maybe not picked up, but this is not proper advice. This is just me sharing my knowledge and my experience of these cards. So before I get into the cards themselves, I'm just going to give you a story about the points that I've used and the power of points, because you might be wondering, well, it's great getting points, but how do I use them? How much are they worth? That sort of thing. So my story, the best one I can share, I've just booked for the 3 of us, myself, Rhiannon and Heidi, to go to Dubai. Now, the cash fare for all 3 of us return from London Heathrow to Dubai was going to be £2,400 roughly, with Virgin Airways. But using points, I used 36,000 points, and all you have to do when you use points is pay the taxes and fees. So we ended up paying £620 overall for the 3 of us, so like £200 per head. That's for 3 seats return from London to Dubai. And the points that I've used is just spending that I would have done on my credit card anyway. So I've not had to do anything crazy to get those points. It's literally just been normal spending. So that saved us £1,800 just on things that I'm spending on anyway. So absolutely massive savings to be had if you use points to book instead of just going with the cash fare. You should always check whether the cash fare is worth doing, but in my case that was a great way to use points to save all that money. And we value a point at roughly 1 pence per point if you're redeeming them. That's what I value them at anyway. So 36,000 points would essentially be £360. So add that to my £620 I paid. I've pretty much paid £980 for a £2,400 set of flights. So massive, massive saving. So the first card I'm going to talk about is the Amex Platinum. Now this is the one that comes with the highest fee. It's a £650 annual fee, which sounds quite eye-watering. But if you sign up just now, like I said, they're doing an enhanced sign-up bonus. So you're currently getting 100,000 sign-up bonus points. Now, there is a spend that you need to meet in order to qualify for those points. I believe with the Platinum, it's £10,000 spent in your first 6 months of card ownership, and they'll give you the 100,000 points from there. In a normal time, if you were signing up, the typical sign-up bonus is about 55,000, so they've nearly doubled it with a referral link. Like I say, if you're going online to their site, it's 80,000 points you get. So if you use my link below, you'll actually get 100,000 points if you sign up through that and you meet the spend target. So the Platinum Amex, I'm just going to talk you through some key points of what that does for you. Okay, so I'm going to put up on screen just my summary sheet that I've put together, so hopefully this will be helpful for you. I'm going to keep it up the whole time that I'm talking, so you can look at this if you like, screenshot it, whatever you want to do, whatever works best for you. But anyway, so the American Express Platinum card, that earns American Express points, or American Reward points. So essentially, you can use those points to book flights. They've got multiple airlines on theirs, so it's British Airways, Virgin Atlantic, KLM, Air France, Emirates, Qatar, Singapore Airways. There's about 13 airlines I think that they use. So there's loads of options for you to use your points. You earn 1 point per pound spent, so that's quite a good rate. Like I said before, the annual fee is £650, but if you're getting 100,000 points as a sign-up bonus, I would value that at £1,000 in points, so you're basically up already on the annual fee. It gives you unlimited airport lounge access, so that's an amazing perk to have if you travel a lot. And that's any that are on the priority pass set of lounges. So they give you a priority pass as part of having that card. Another amazing hack is that you can take a guest with you. So I've taken Rhiannon in, and then what you can do, you can get a supplementary card holder for your card. So I've signed up Rhiannon, so she's got her own card linked to my account, and she can bring a guest as well. So essentially, the four of us, or 4 people, can get in a lounge for the price of one person having the card. So that is huge. You get worldwide travel insurance for you and your family that live with you. So any trip we go on, we've got travel insurance covered through that card. You get dining credit of £400 per year at a select list of restaurants, which you can find on their website. So it'd be £200 in the UK and £200 in locations across the world. We don't really use the global one. We'd only use the UK one. So you get £100 every 6 months. So in the first 6 months of the year, we went to Hawksmoor and we used our £100 credit there. And then in July, just past there, we went to Tattoo in Edinburgh and we used £100 there as well. There's no minimum spend for you. You don't have to spend the whole £100 when you're there, but you probably will because they're expensive places. But you've got that credit, so that's a massive perk as well. You also get elite hotel status at Marriott hotels, Hilton, Radisson and Melia hotels in Europe as well. And with that elite hotel status, you get things like room upgrades if they're available. You get free breakfast, you get early check-in, and you get late checkout. And in some places, you even get some dining credit towards your stay. So again, a really good perk. And what you can use your points for. So obviously I've mentioned you can book flights with partner airlines that I mentioned at the start. You can go on their site to see the full list. You can use your points to reduce your credit card balance, purchase gift cards, or to shop online and get things like Amazon vouchers. Personally speaking, I think the best way to use your points is to book flights with partner airlines. Now, American Express do have their own travel portal. However, I would never recommend using that for booking flights. You're much better to sign up for the partner airlines. So if you go for the Platinum or the Gold card with American Express, look at the list of airlines that you can use your points for, because it's the same list whether you've got the Platinum or the Gold card. Sign up for an account, like a flyer account with that airline, and then you can transfer your points from American Express through to the partner airline. So that's what I did for the Dubai booking. I had all my points sit on my American Express account. I transferred them over to my Virgin Money account, and they transferred instantly, and I was able to book the flights that same night. So many great things you can do with the Platinum card. If you think the £650 fee is too high, this isn't proper advice, but I have heard of this working for people. You pay the £650 fee within a month of taking the card. If you hit that spend bonus before the 6 months are up and you get your 100,000 points sent to you by using my link, then what will happen is you can downgrade to the Gold card and you'll get a pro rata refund of the fee. So it's £650 for the year, so let's just call it £50 a month for the argument's sake just now. If you've downgraded 6 months before your year's up, then you'll get 6 months of your annual fee put back to you. So half the £650 fee, you'll get £325 back. So even though you're paying £650 up front, once you've got those points, you can potentially get some of that back, and that would make it even better value. I've personally kept it for just now because we're travelling to Florida in September, as you're probably aware. So we're going to use the lounge access and things like that, and then I'll probably downgrade to the Gold card as soon as we're home from Florida. So that is pretty much everything on the Platinum card, but based on my Dubai booking, if you were to take those 100,000 sign-up bonus points, you could literally go to Dubai like 3 times for £600 a time if there's 3 of you going. If there's only 2 of you, then it'd be 24,000 points, so you could go return 4 times and pay £400 per couple for the return from London to Dubai. So that just shows you the power of what those points can do for you. That's amazing value. The next card I'm going to talk about is the American Express Gold card. Now this is probably the beginner version of the Platinum. This is probably going to be your best value card if you're someone that's new to the points and miles game, new to this credit card game, and you just want to get a feel for how things work. They've got a really good sign-up bonus right now. You can get up to 50,000 points. Again, that's only if you use my link. If you go direct to them, it's 40,000 points if you go on their website. But you get 45,000 as a result of using my link, plus there's potential to earn an extra 5,000 during the time you've got the card, depending on how much you spend. So that's why I've said 50,000 points for that. They earn the same points as the Platinum card at the same rate, and you can use them with the same airlines, so there's nothing different there. That's what makes it such a good card. It's normally got an annual fee of £195, however, it's free for your first year. So again, you could get that 50,000 points in your first year and you've not had to pay a penny. That is a huge, huge perk of the Gold card. You get 4 airport lounge passes per year, so whilst the Platinum card is unlimited passes, this one only gets you 4, and you don't have the same supplementary card holder access or anything like that. It's only for the primary card holder. So if I was travelling in a party of 4, I can basically get all 4 of us into a lounge, but we can only do it once and one way. We wouldn't get it on the return as well because I've used all 4 passes on that first visit. So that's a key difference between the two cards. You get Deliveroo credit of £10 per month on this card as well. So if you spend a lot of money on Deliveroo, you essentially don't get the £10 on one transaction. You would get £5 per transaction if you did it twice per month. So that's why it's up to £10 a month. But that's still pretty good. If you use Deliveroo anyway, then you're basically getting a £5 off every trip you go, up to twice. Now you'll see on this sheet that the bonus points depending on spend. So currently you can earn a lot more than this, but they're scaling back the bonus points depending on your spend. So from the 15th of October this year, you will get 5,000 reward points when you spend £10,000 on the card, and that's up to 10,000 points per year. If you spend £20,000 on your card per year, you'll get 10,000 bonus points. So scrap what I said earlier, it's actually potentially 55,000 bonus points you'll get over the year. And when I say on your spend, you know, your everyday spending can go on these cards. American Express is widely accepted in the UK now. It's very rare I don't get to use that card. So I've got a backup for when it's not there, and that's the Barclaycard, which we'll get onto shortly. But I'm always earning points on every transaction I have. Now you do get a supplementary card holder on this one as well. I would personally say, if you're applying for the card using my link, and you're going to apply using that link, obviously, because why wouldn't you? Don't add your card holder at that point, because once you've set up the card, they actually offer you bonus points to add a card holder to your own account. Like when I added Rihanna into my Platinum, I think they gave me 5,000 bonus points, which that's almost enough for one way to Dubai for one person. So rather than wasting those points at the sign-up stage, just wait and add them later on if they're giving you a points bonus to do that. You do have travel accident and travel inconvenience insurance as well. So that's kind of like if you've got a delay or something goes wrong on the way, then you can potentially claim on that insurance, but it's not as comprehensive as the insurance that the Platinum card comes with. So that kind of gives you the differences between the two Amex cards. I am personally going to be downgrading to the Gold card soon because I can't justify the annual fee for the Platinum. So I feel like the Gold is a brilliant card to keep earning the same amount of points on my spend, and potentially get those extra bonus points in the year based on my spend, because you don't even get that on the Platinum card. That's only on the Gold, so that's a really good perk. So I'll actually end up earning more points as I spend on the Gold card than I would on the Platinum. Okay, now we're on to the British Airways Premium Plus card. So this is an American Express card as well. I had the free card, and I was able to get my Platinum American Express card and still get the sign-up bonus because the two aren't linked. So if you've got a British Airways card at the moment and you're looking to get into just the American Express one, if you sign up for the Platinum, you still qualify for the sign-up bonus. I'm not 100% sure if that's the case on the Gold one because I haven't done that route before, but that's just my experience. So I got a sign-up bonus when I joined this British Airways Plus one, and then another one when I joined the American Express Platinum card. But don't apply for them back to back because you do need to hit a certain spend on the card in order to qualify for the sign-up bonus. So make sure you get the sign-up bonus on one before you apply for the other, and then you can start putting all of your spending onto that next card once you've hit the bonus on the previous. So, as you would expect with the British Airways American Express card, you can only use that for British Airways and their partner airlines. Now that earns Avios points instead of American Express reward points. So Avios is the currency of British Airways. So if you sign up for an account with British Airways and you earn points on your credit card, you are earning Avios points. And their partners include Qatar Airways, Iberia, Aer Lingus and Finnair. So really good partner airlines there. You earn 1.5 points per pound spent. So that is something that they've got that the American Express cards don't offer. So the BA one trumps them for the earnings per pound spent. However, you are then tied to British Airways and their partners. So as a comparison, I've mentioned before I used 36,000 points for our family to go to Dubai return. When I compared that to BA, they were asking for 100,000 points for us all. So even though your earning rate is higher, that's an example where the amount of points needed to book it was much higher as well, and it would have actually cost me more. So I personally am putting all my spending to the American Express now instead of the British Airways card, because it's given me more flexibility to book with other airlines, but I can also transfer them to British Airways if I want to. So that is why I prefer spending there. But a really good earning rate on Avios if you've got the American Express Plus card. It's a £300 annual fee for this one, which I would say is worth it if you're going to be using this card as your main one, and we'll get onto that as we look down the list. Your sign-up bonus could be anything up to 50,000 points. Now, that changes quite a lot. Similar to the American Express cards right now, they do offer enhanced sign-up bonus periods, but they don't have one on right now as far as I'm aware, so keep an eye out for that. I would always recommend applying for these cards when they've got an enhanced sign-up bonus on. So American Express has got that right now for their own cards, but not for the British Airways linked one. You can still use my link to sign up for this one. It's just probably not going to be the most points you're ever going to get by signing up at this time. You earn a companion voucher when you spend £15,000 in a year on this card, so that is a massive, massive perk of this card. So as you'll see on screen, if you're a solo traveller, that gives you a 50% discount on the amount of points used for a flight. If you're partners, that gives you 2 travellers flying for the price of 1 set of Avios points. So if you were looking at the price of a solo traveller, but there's 2 of you going, for the points basis, you would use the points based on the solo traveller across 2 of you, but you would pay the taxes and fees for 2 people. So the good thing about this voucher is it can be used in any class. So if you're booking like business class return flights, that's where most of your point saving is to be made on this card. Because you could be looking at flights that are 100,000 Avios points return for one person, where you'd ordinarily pay 200,000 for a couple. You would half that, you would save 100,000 points by using the companion voucher, so that is huge. Now on this companion voucher, it can be used on BA, Aer Lingus or Iberia flights. And another key thing to note is that you've got 2 years to use the one on the Plus card, okay? We'll get onto the free card shortly, but on the Plus card, you've got 2 years to use that voucher from the date that you earn it, so that's quite a generous time frame. You can earn British Airways tier points by using this card as well, depending on how much you spend. So if you're interested in tier points and earning flyer status with BA, then you can contribute to that using this. And it's got the travel accident and travel inconvenience insurance as well, which is on par with the American Express Gold card that we spoke about before. So this is a really good card if you're someone that wants to earn the maximum points and you're quite happy to use British Airways for all of your bookings. The next card we're going to talk about is the British Airways equivalent of the Amex Gold, really. This is the free British Airways card. Now, I would only recommend having this if you don't want to pay a fee for British Airways. The reason being, the Barclaycard Avios is much stronger than this one, okay? So if you want the companion voucher, then this is probably the card for you if you don't want to pay for a fee, because there's no annual fee on this one. You do get a companion voucher, but the key difference between this one and the one on the Plus card is that you only get 1 year to use this voucher, and it can only be used in economy class. So it's much more restrictive than the Plus cards one offers. So yeah, you still get the same, like 50% discount on the Avios points used. You do still pay the taxes for however many people are travelling. Can be used on the same airlines. It's just that you can only use it in economy, and you've only got a year from the date you earn it to use it. Now, when I say use it, you have to have done your outbound flight by the time that your voucher expires. So say it expires on the 30th of September, you can fly out on the 29th, you can fly home on like the 5th of October or the 31st of October, whenever you want, it doesn't matter. As long as your outbound flight has taken place before your voucher expires, that is the key thing. So I used to have this card, but I've actually cancelled it because I used the Barclaycard Avios, which we're about to speak about. I personally think it's a better free card because we've got the companion voucher. Rhiannon's got the British Airways Plus card anyway, so we don't both need to have a British Airways card. We're earning the companion voucher on her one, and we don't need this British Airways free card. Now the last one we're going to talk about is the Barclaycard Avios card, and this is the free version, so they do have a paid version as well. I don't really know anything about that. I've never used it. I've never looked into it because I'm always going to use the American Express Gold card anyway, or the Platinum. So it doesn't really apply to me. But the reason that I've got the free Barclaycard Avios is because you can use that as a MasterCard. It's not an American Express card. So anywhere that doesn't accept American Express, this is the card I use. So literally every penny I spend goes on either the Amex card or the Barclaycard to make sure that I'm getting points on every transaction. So the benefits of this one, you earn 1 Avios per pound spent, so equivalent earning to the free British Airways card. There's no annual fee. You do get a sign-up bonus, usually of up to 10,000 points. I think that's the most I've ever seen. I got 10,000 when I signed up to it, and again, there's a minimum spend to hit. The difference with what you earn with this one is that you earn a cabin upgrade voucher or 7,000 bonus Avios, but that's when you spend £20,000 in a year. So for me, I'm never going to hit that because most of my spend goes to the American Express card rather than the Barclaycard. This is just for the odd bills that don't get accepted elsewhere, and it's not 20,000 in a year. So I won't hit that. But as an example of what you can do, I've put that on screen. You can book a business class flight and you would pay the Avios price of the premium economy flight. So whatever the class below is that you've booked, that's the amount of Avios you need for that booking. So that is just to give you a guide as to how that would work. I believe that would be valid for a year as well. I don't know exactly, so you might need to look into that, but that is my understanding. And that's pretty much all there is to say on that card. So how do you see how much a flight costs for the route that you're wanting to look on? So all the flying programs have got their own reward availability checker. So if you sign up to the airline, you should get access to that reward checker. Alternatively, there's loads of subscription sites out there that you can sign up for, and depending on the level of subscription you've got, you can see flights in advance. So I've got one called Seat Spy. If you don't pay for that, then you can look up to 60 days in advance, and it tells you the amount of points for certain airlines, not all of them, but the ones that I would generally use. It shows you up to 60 days of availability for how much points you'll need for that flight you're looking at. So that can help, if you're flexible with your dates, that can help you plan quite well. And because you'll see the same flight could cost literally a quarter of the price in points. So it might be worth moving your itinerary a day just to make that fit better and get more value for your points. But on British Airways, they've definitely got their own checker. It's a bit of a faff going through it because you've got to change the dates all the time yourself. That's where Seat Spy can really work and help you get a better idea because it does a calendar view and you can just quickly scroll through it. The Virgin Atlantic Reward Seat Checker is the best one that I've used. Essentially, you type in your departure airport, your destination airport. Well, it'll give you the list based on your departure airport. And then there's like a calendar view there where you just scroll through and you see the amount of points that are needed for each day that you book. So, and that'll show you economy, premium, and business class all in one place. So, such a good tool. So I would highly recommend using that one. But otherwise, using things like Seat Spy or Points Yeah or Point.me, there's quite a few different sites that you can use. But let's just get you started first. Sign up for the card using my link in the description below. Sign up for all the partner airlines that come with that card. Make sure you've got your frequent flyer number. If you book flights cash with these airlines, you earn points on those bookings. So if you're flying with any of those airlines, you should get signed up anyway. And then you can get access to the frequent flyer program. You'll get points for your miles, and the number of points will depend on how far you fly. And finally, another way to boost your points really quickly is to shop through their shopping portals. So let's take British Airways, for example. They've got the Avios shopping portal. So any online shopping you do, you should be signed up for that app, and you should go on there to check if they're doing out boosted points for that time that you're booking. So as an example, I have booked our Dubai hotel through, let's say, booking.com. It's not, it's someone else, but similar. So if you go onto the Avios portal, at the time I booked, instead of getting 1 point per pound spent by going direct on the card or 1.5 points at the BA card, I went through the Avios portal I'm getting 10 points per pound spent. So that's 10 points instead of 1 or 1.5. And all you need to do is click on that page, go straight to the website, book straight away using the same link. Don't like come off the page and go back. And then your points will appear in your account after you've stayed. And that's just one example of how quickly points can rack up, because that's a huge difference. You're 10 times in the amount of points you get, so it's massive for things like hotel bookings and flights. Rhiannon does a lot of online shopping, so I'm encouraging her to try and use it as much as possible. And because most sites give you at least 3 Avios per pound, if not more. And that would be linked to your British Airways account because it's Avios. However, it's still better than getting nothing. So massively, massively recommend that. And that is going to wrap up my video on credit cards, points and miles. So apologies if I've missed anything. If you do have any questions on anything further, then I'm about to be on holiday for a fortnight, so I can literally answer them anytime. Just drop a comment or send a message to one of us and I'll be happy to answer your question. Hope that's all made sense. Hope it's been helpful. As I said before, please do sign up using my referral link in the description because it will benefit you, it will benefit me. I'm not charging you anything for this free, amazing, amazing support I'm giving you. All I ask is that I get a few points out of you signing up. So I'd really appreciate that. Thank you very much for watching and we'll see you in the next video.